While custom keyboards are growing in popularity, many brands are raising the bar on pre-built options, like this HyperX Alloy Origins 65. And we went hands-on with the smaller Alloy Origins 60 last year, but the new arrow keys along with solid build quality from the Alloy lineup make this board rank really high on my list. So let's dive in and take a closer look at the HyperX Alloy Origins 65. Thanks for watching 9 to 5 Toys. Be sure to like, subscribe, and enable notifications with the bell icon so you don't miss any upcoming videos. Hey everyone, Jordan here with 9 to 5 Toys. The Alloy Origins 65 joins the HyperX TKL, full-size, and 60% keyboard to offer more sizing options throughout this high-quality lineup. Like the 60%, the 65 feels like a tank thanks to its heavy weight. And while it might not make much of a difference for performance, it just feels beefy and inspires more confidence in the build. You feel a little bit better about paying the $100 price point for this keyboard. As a 65% layout, the keyboard features a compact design, but still keeps many of the navigation keys that a smaller 60% board lacks. And I really like having a small keyboard for gaming, but for me, having the arrow keys and additional navigation keys is pretty crucial for work, for editing videos. So a 65% board is a pretty perfect combination for me. In the box, HyperX also includes 2 specialty keycaps to change up the design. I opted for the Aqua tactile switches, and the keyboard came with a special Aqua spacebar and escape key. And then also included is a keycap puller tool and of course a USB-C to USB-A cable. Otherwise, HyperX keeps things very simple for design on the Alloy Origins 65. The low-profile case makes the switches and RGB lighting clearly visible. And while the keyboard has a little bit of an angle for typing built into the case design, on bottom are 2 additional sets of risers to get a better angle. And as its name would suggest, the bottom of the board is metal, which makes the keyboard feel very high quality. There's just barely any flex in the body, trying to twist it, but then also pushing down on the face. And the Alloy Origins 65 has been out for a few weeks, but originally all that was available were red switches, linear switches, and that's what was available on the 60 that I got and tested that out. But I wanted to wait until I could get the Aqua tactile switches. Unfortunately, if you want a blue clicky switch, you'll have to go for something bigger like the TKL or the full size. And this is my first time using a HyperX Aqua switch, and I really enjoy them. They have a light actuation force like a Cherry MX or Gateron Brown switch, and that's really what I'm after. Because it's a light switch, the tactile bump is pretty slight, but for me, even that small bump helps for some crucial feedback when gaming. With linear switches, I often find myself accidentally pressing buttons and moving when I'm like holding a corner in an FPS game because my fingers rest on the keyboard and then I accidentally slowly press down and actuate the button. So having a little bit more feedback on a tactile switch, actually lets me know when I do hit a button and kind of helps to prevent that. Spec-wise, the HyperX Aqua switches have a 45-gram operating force, 3.8 millimeters of total travel distance, and 1.8 millimeter actuation point. For comparison, the Cherry MX Brown also has 45 grams actuation force with a 2mm actuation point and 4mm total travel. So the HyperXs are just a little bit shorter. HyperX is using double shot PBT keycaps that have a fair amount of texture to them to help to keep them from looking too glossy after extended use. And combined with that solid build and these switches, they make the keyboard sound pretty good too. And another major factor that plays into the premium feel of a keyboard are the stabilizers, and they absolutely nailed it on the Alloy Origins 60. And while they're mostly good on the Alloy Origins 65, the right side of the spacebar does start to lose some of that high-end sound and feel due to a little more rattle in the stabilizer. But the left side doesn't have that same rattle. And here we'll do a sound test so you can hear it for yourself. So for me, I think it sounds really good, especially for a pre-built keyboard. I was a huge fan of the Alloy Origins 60, and I think they carried that over to the 65 as well. If you are just going for sound and feel, I do think that the red switches do it better, but for me, for tactile switches, I do think that the Aquas from HyperX are pretty impressive. And of course, the Alloy Origins 65 also has per key RGB. And while there isn't any additional lighting around the perimeter of the board, the switches and shine through on the keycaps are clearly visible. And while not as robust as Razer's Synapse software, HyperX's Ingenuity allows for some easy customization. In addition to common effects like breathing and swipes and waves, there are a few reactive effects like fire, explosion, and fade. And another quick note here, these special designed keycaps really look pretty incredible with the RGB shining through them. On the spacebar, there are 2 additional LEDs on the left and right that just help to illuminate the entire spacebar, making it look really nice. Legends for secondary functions are printed on the keycaps as well, so you can find some of those secondary function keys like controlling media, making the keyboard brighter or dimmer, and controlling audio. And if you hit function page down, that will enable a game mode, and the game mode will disable the Windows key, and within HyperX's Ingenuity software, you can also disable other functions like Alt-Tab. So overall, HyperX has made a great keyboard with the Alloy Origins 65. I'm glad I waited for the aqua switches, but from my testing, the linear reds are great as well, and I think they do sound a little bit better if that's what you're into. For gaming, the board is solid and small, which allows for bigger mouse movements, but still has the addition of the arrow keys and navigation keys for more productivity, which is crucial for me. And really, the sound and feel of this keyboard are about as good as I've heard from an out-of-the-box keyboard. I really love what HyperX is doing here with the Alloy Origins lineup. And that'll do it for our review of the HyperX Alloy Origins 65 with aqua switches. Let us know what you think about it down in the comments below. If you're looking for some other videos to watch, check out our review of the Alloy Origins 60 as well as our most recent video. And thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. This is Jordan with 9to5 Toys.